Hey folks, me again, back again, and it's that time again. It's the newest wave of the CMF series. So I'm going to open my box, get my scanner out, get a full 12 together, and take you through them individually, one by one. And you let me know what you think. Now there's a couple in this set that are people, I hear whispers, rumours, are a little bit excited for. A Lloyd from Ninjago, a man masquerading as a Bionicle figure in fancy dress. So, and then there's even a couple of others that are interesting for different reasons. You've got like the tuba player, useful if you wanted to build a band army, I guess. I mean, there's got to be people out there that do want to do that. And then the unicorn girl. Not really one of the big castly ones. I can't see people building armies from it, but hey, you know, it is there and it would be required. So I'm going to crack on with this, get this box open and get having a look. I brought a box. I tend to buy a box every release. I brought it from a company called Cool Shop. This was about £95–96 and it took about 7 days to get to me. They're somewhere in Europe. Didn't have to pay any customs, that was included in the price. It came in through FedEx and then the last part of the delivery was done through the mail. And yeah, turned up in a nice box. Not this box, it was packaged nicely and everything. And it got to me wonderfully. And yeah, then I was able to, obviously, it gives me 3 full sets. I'll keep them in storage. They'll sit there for a while, a couple of years. I've done that with every set for a long time. They're still sat in storage. I haven't done anything with them. And I pretty much do that every minifigure series. Much to the annoyance of my wife. She often asks me, am I ever going to do anything with them? And I say, one day I will sell all the spares. But that day never seems to come. Anyway, let's crack on. Let's go through the individual figures for you, give you a breakdown of what's in this set, have a look at them close in depth, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Alright, take care. And first up is the Unicorn Princess. As you can see, we have some nice detail on the dress. The hairpiece is quite nice, and of course a unicorn. Quite often with the CMF series, the animals are quite a draw because it's a good way to build up a collection of animals. I mean, this unicorn. Castle fans might use this Unicorn Princess, but I can't see it being a huge one. But there probably are a few out there that will want one at least, maybe a couple. I don't know. For me, this isn't a big one, and I am a Castle fan. For me, I just needed one. But again, children might enjoy the unicorn one, so that might be a draw. But yes, the detail on the front is very nice, and I like the tiara, and I like the little horn on the unicorn. And next we have the footballer with the World Cup just around the corner. I can see this one being a little bit popular, but not massively. We don't have an awful lot of footballer minifigs, so that might help. It is football, not soccer. I'm sorry, Americans. You can't rename a sport just because you want to. The sport is football, not soccer, and as you're about to host the World Cup, I would like you to actually manage to get it correct. I like the detail on the back. It looks like a keeper to me, because it doesn't look like he's wearing shorts, looks like he's wearing trousers, but I could be wrong. That could be long socks, shoes, trousers. I like the way they've done the uniform on the front, and I like the football. So all in all, that's quite a good detailed piece, but compared to some of the others, it's not a big one in the set. But I do like the way they've represented it, and it's, for me, I'm a football fan, so it's nice to see this making its way into the feed. And it's the bubble tea advertiser or boba tea, however you say it. I believe it's bubble tea. I might be wrong. My wife, if she was here, would correct me, but she's not. So therefore, I'm left to my own devices to get this all wrong on my own. Again, not a big one for me, but I like what they've done with this one. I like the costume. I like the way it looks. I like the way it's set out for you. But again, I can't see the parts being awfully useful for myself. But again, I do like what they've done here. And yeah, nothing particularly I could see part useful on this particular one. Underneath the costume is a pink minifigure. Again, I can't really see much use for that, but someone might be able to point me in the direction in the comment. And the witch, I believe it's a witch, might be a fairy godmother. Not quite sure what LEGO are describing this one as. Again, not a big draw for me. The hat hairpiece is quite nice, and I like the little dog. The wand's okay, but that's quite a common accessory in this day and age. And actually, witches or fairy godmothers, I believe it's a witch, not a fairy godmother. These are pretty common in terms of CMFs. We've had quite a few lately as well. The Dungeons and Dragons set, I can remember having a witch in it. So for me, this isn't a big one. Some people might like the tutu piece, the dress, the skirt piece, but it's overall, this isn't one that particularly takes my fancy. But hey ho, it's another one in the set. This one's a little bit interesting. I'm not even sure what it's supposed to be. Toxic guy, slime guy. The helmet does come off, and it's got like a scarecrow face, so I guess it's a Halloween kind of themed one. There's a pumpkin with a maggot coming out of the eye. On top of the fish is like a fly tile. So yeah, I'm guessing it's a Halloween costume. This one's okay. I quite like it. Again though, can't see a lot of use for the parts in this one. I do like the fact that it's got arm printing. I like the details on the legs. But again, I can't ever see what I would use it more for other than what they have it here for as a CMF. Whereas some of the other ones I probably find it useful. And then the T-Rex sort of costumey thing. Now this one's a bit odd because the head is not actually a face, as you can see there. So I think this is supposed to be like a mannequin, a model. I like the detail on the tail piece and the arms and the legs and the details on the body. I could probably see me using that for other things. That actual torso and those leg pieces would be quite useful. The rest of it, not so much. But yeah, I could see me reusing the torso and the legs on those for maybe a spacesuit or something like that. And I like the detail on the tail, but I just can't see me using it for anything else other than what it's used for here. But overall, this is not a bad CMF in the whole series. Quite enjoyed this one. And then the next one is the tuba band player. Now this one, I can understand people might actually buy sort of quite a few of them and just change the instrument. The tuba instrument itself, I think, is a little bit of a letdown actually. Some LEGO instruments I've seen over the years, I'd probably say are much better. The actual band player himself, I like the outfit, I like the torso. There's a bit of leg printing there, as you can see, and the back printing. And yeah, I like the way they've done that, the marching band tubular. But I just think the instrument probably could have been a little bit better. I'm not quite sure actually. Now I say it and I come to think about it, I'm not quite sure how they'd have made it much better, but I'd have liked it if they did. And I could see people buying quite a few of these and just changing the instruments rather than having their own bands, like marching bands. That'd be quite cool. And then this one I think is like a deep sea Nordic explorer lady girl. She's got quite a nice headpiece there. The hair has that snorkel attached, and the little clownfish, or what it's known famously for is Nemo, is quite cool. But this isn't the first snorkely sort of character we've had over the years in the CMF range, so I hate to say it feels like a bit of a quick rip-off repeat. There's a bit of dual leg design, but I'll be honest, nothing fabulous. A bit of front printing, the torso's okay. There's nothing there really that to me feels new. Like, they've not done anything exciting with this particular figure. There was a snorkel in the CMF range a couple of years ago that came with a little tortoise, and I think that one was much better. But hey ho, some people will like this, that's personal opinion. One that maybe people will go a little bit crazy for is the Chocolatier that comes with a brown dragon. I have a feeling it'll be the dragon that'll be the main pull of this one. This figure in particular, I feel it needs mentioning. That hat really irks me because it's actually on an angle on their head, and I had real problems getting the hat and hairpiece onto the character because I didn't realise they were on an angle, but they are, they're supposed to be. And this is the Chocolatier, and I'd imagine there'll be a lot of people buying this purely for the brown dragon. Me personally, yeah, I don't think it'll be a big one for me. I have left the big three for me till the end, and I'm going to go through them with you now. But this is the Chocolatier with the brown dragon, and that'll be the main pull if you ask. And this one is the Monster Hunter with some nice arm printing, nice detail on the back, with that awesome looking gun, and that hat hairpiece, and like the outfit as a whole. This one I could see a lot of people liking. The weapon for a factor, the torso would be very useful in medieval sort of castle-y themed. The hat hairpiece could be used for other figures. The head itself maybe not so much because of the Bionicle eye, but again it's still kind of timely. And the leg printing again makes it quite useful for many minifigures. So yeah, this one I could see a lot of people buying for parts because it's quite useful universally in lots of different ways, and I like what they've done here. So well done LEGO, good job on that one. And one of the ones everyone seems to be talking about is the Bionicle cosplayer. Right, so disclaimer here, never really was into Bionicle. I can understand why LEGO cancelled it. It wasn't a theme for me. It's not something I cared about, okay? So please excuse my lack of Bionicle knowledge. It has good back printing on the torso, a little bit of front printing on the legs. The torso is quite detailed. I do feel like it's like Castle. Yeah, LEGO have done this to tease you. It's very unlikely they're going to revive Bionicle in the same way they don't really give Castle a full run like they should. This will have fanboys going a little bit mad because there'll be a whole generation of people that grew up on Bionicle. So this is quite a scalped figure from what I hear, but personally I don't really see the big deal about it. And then last but no mean least, another one that I really don't see the big deal about is the Ninjago figure. I believe this is Lloyd the character. Again, disclaimer, I know nothing about Ninjago. I was a classic castle, classic city kid. I grew up on pirates, ships, spaceships. I grew up on castle and pirates basically for LEGO for me, not things like Ninjago and Bionicle. I do appreciate the headpiece on this one. I like what they've done here. It's nice to have a new headpiece. Well done LEGO, nice new headpiece there. Give you a close up on it. I like that. I like what they've done there. The character as a whole, it's a nice minifigure. Yeah, it's a good ninja. Like the arm printing, like the leg printing, like the torso, and I like the accessories. Yeah, all of it, all in all, that's probably, in my opinion, the best figure of this whole wave. But I do think this wave's a little bit weak, especially when you think about the last couple of years where we had Dungeons and Dragons wave. That whole wave was absolutely something else. And then we had the Wolf Beastmaster wave and the Dragon Paladin. For me, I'm a castle builder, I'm an army builder. Those two figures were much more important than any of these. But this is the latest wave of CMF figures. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my breakdown and my in-depth look for you, so you can see what's out there. These are going to go on my 3D printed shelf now, display stand, and then they'll go onto my shelf as they always do. And then I'll await the next wave, and I'm hoping the next wave is the rumoured Shrek wave. Let's wait and see. Anyway, let me know in the comments which one you like best, which one was your favourite, and you know, if the scalpers have made it really hard for you to collect one or the other, and let me know how you're getting along. Don't forget, companies like Cool Shop sell you a box for £99, and if you're really struggling with scalped items, sometimes that's the best way forwards. You know, some people will sell on the other two sets and have a set for themselves that way. They're a good little company, and that's where I get mine from each time. But don't forget your local little independents. B&M are good for minifigures. Waitrose are good, but they're always quite a way behind. WH Smiths or TJ Jones, as it's now called, they're not bad. But again, with them, they tend to, some stores hide their minifigures behind their counters, so you don't even know they've got them. But yeah, all these different options are available to you. Go pick up your minifigures. Let me know where you get your minifigures from. And the Lego store. Let's not forget the Lego store. I was in the Lego store on launch day for this wave, and there were lots of people buying these minifigures. Me personally, I wasn't there for that. Never am there for that. I was just picking up some, you know what? The pad wall was the thing for me, and the pad wall is always the thing for me. But I'll cover that in another video. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Remember to like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts. All right, take care. See you soon.